Teachers of Reddit, what is the most impressive way you caught a student cheating? So I've been teaching high school English for a while, and I've seen my fair share of cheating over the years. But this one takes the cake, and I'm honestly kind of impressed, even though I know I shouldn't be. It was during a midterm exam. The class was usually pretty solid, but there was one student, let's call him Jason, who had always struggled to keep up with the coursework. I don't know if he was lazy, unmotivated, or just didn't get the material, but I'd seen his grades slipping all semester. I had a feeling he wasn't fully prepared for the exam, and honestly, I was expecting him to either fail or try some last-minute cramming. But then, I caught him in the act. I was walking around the classroom, making my usual rounds, when I noticed Jason's hand slightly out of place on his desk. It wasn't quite on his paper, but in a way that was odd. I walked over, trying to be as nonchalant as possible, but the moment I got closer, I saw it. A small, folded piece of paper wedged between his thumb and the edge of his desk. It was perfectly hidden, and as I peeked at the sheet, I realized it wasn't just a cheat sheet, it was a meticulously crafted guide for every single question on the test. I won't lie, I was kind of taken aback. The detail was impressive. It wasn't just answers. It was entire formulas, examples, and even some well-organized bullet points about themes and symbols in the books we'd read. If I had to guess, he had probably spent hours creating this sheet. Every inch of it had been used to maximize space without looking suspicious. Jason had clearly put more effort into this than into the actual studying. Now I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you just call him out? Well, I wanted to see how he would handle it. I waited, watching him continue, unaware that I'd seen everything. He flipped the paper over when he thought no one was looking, glancing at it so subtly that it was almost impressive in itself. At that moment, I felt a weird sense of respect for the sheer ingenuity of it all. It was like he had cracked the code of cheating in a way I hadn't seen before. But of course, I couldn't let it slide. After the exam, I had to pull him aside and address it. He looked so embarrassed, but I couldn't help but mention, "You know, Jason, I have to admit, I've never seen a cheat sheet that well organized before. You put a lot of work into that." He was silent for a second, then muttered, "I really didn't want to fail, you know?" I let him know the consequences, but I also told him that next time, if he worked that hard on his actual studying, he might be amazed at how well he could do. Jason left the room that day looking like he'd learned a lesson, but I still couldn't shake the fact that I'd seen one of the most impressive, albeit